each one a different color: sky blue, lemon yellow, carmine red, bright purple. Arms outstretched, feet wide apart, they looked from here like toys whose batteries were running down. Near to me, a man sat at a table reading. He was ruddy-faced and heavily built, with a magnificent shock of white hair. In the other direction, leading into hundreds of acres of grassy slopes, were pathways and wide staircases leading to the hydrotherapy center. All were built from a wood with a color that gave them a distinctly Japanese look, accentuated by curlicues and carved trim. The tour that was part of the initial indoctrination had been conducted by Norma, a clone of Julia, but even more voluptuous, if that was possible. She had explained that the hydrotherapy facilities included Roman baths, Turkish steam baths, Swiss high-temperature shower jets, Japanese soaking tubs, Hungarian mud baths, a tunnel that provided seaweed flagellation, herbal jacuzzis, and even prosaic whirlpools, saunas, and just plain pools. To be fair, they were not really that plain. The sides and base of the pool were perfect mirrors. It was a gorgeous day, with a few streaky cirrus clouds trying desperately to break the monotony of the light blue sky and not being very successful. It was warm in late summer, and Norma had reminded us of the unequaled purity of the air here in the Swiss Alps. She had taken us through the environmental center, where banks of instruments and dials and digital panels gave a vast amount of information, including a continual analysis of the air. On the table, the cut-glass tumbler of water sat waiting to be drunk. I could not disappoint Julia, even though that might make her pout in that delightful way she had. I drank a sip of water, leaned back, and gave it my own taste analysis. It wasn't that bad, not too salty, and the mineral content was on the verge of effervescence. Forgetting about page 37, I drank the whole glassful. The Tai Chi group concluded its session, and a few minutes later 4 women came out in brief outfits and started tossing a clear plastic ball the size of a VW Beetle. I could not understand their purpose, if there was one, but it did not matter, as the players were more watchable than the game. "Perhaps you'd like to join them the next time they play." I had not heard Julia's approach. The lush lawn muffled her footsteps. "I'll have more energy then from all these minerals," I told her, aware that she had looked at my empty glass. "I brought you the luncheon menu." She handed me a tall card in pastel colors. "I thought you might want a little time to study it. Can I bring you a cocktail first?" "You know, Julia, this is an extraordinary place." Her big, smoky blue eyes widened, and she treated me to a mini version of that delicious pout. "Extraordinary? In what way?" "Well, it's true I haven't been to a spa before, but I had a completely different impression of what they're like. I wouldn't have thought that cocktails were a part of the diet." She looked hurt. She pressed one hand against her heart. It had the effect of squeezing the already tight fabric of her uniform up around her breast. "Diet? My goodness, that's a word we never use here. In fact, you'll find that there are a lot of words and expressions that we never use. As you will recall from our brochure, our entire approach is to provide a lifestyle that is opulent in every way. You can eat and drink as much as you want, and anything you want, exercise only a little. In fact, you come here to enjoy yourself in every way." It sounded great, and I told her so. She took her hand away and gently smoothed her uniform back into place. The effect was as erotic as a stripper on Bourbon Street. "But this is why you came here, I'm sure," she said. "Our brochure stresses that this is our central theme. You can enjoy a luxurious holiday with every amenity you could wish, and at the same time you can lose weight, recuperate from an illness or an addiction, be treated for a physical or mental affliction. I can have my cake and eat it." I did not want to admit that I hadn't read the brochure and didn't know all this. "You can enjoy the bliss of eating a cake, but have none of the drawbacks associated with having eaten it." "How do you do all that?" She looked coy, or at least as coy as a 6-foot buxom blonde built like a brick outbuilding can look. She did an awfully good job of it, too. "Come now, Mr. Armitage, you wouldn't want me to reveal any of our secrets, would you?" "And I'll bet you have a lot of them." She shook her head, and the blonde hair danced. "You'd be surprised how much of it is common sense and careful planning. Mr.